Dark contracts, the shadows of justice. In the heart of New York City, within the prestigious walls of a high-profile law firm, a deeper, darker practice was taking place. Henry White, known for his unparalleled expertise in contracts, was guiding his young protégé, Julia Blake, through the intricate world of both law and the occult. One stormy night, Henry's office was dimly lit, the crackling fireplace casting dancing shadows on the walls. The scent of old books mingled with the faint aroma of burning wood, creating an atmosphere of timeless knowledge and hidden secrets. Julia sat at a large wooden desk, flipping through an ancient case file, while Henry stood by the window, gazing out into the rain-soaked night. "Henry, this file. It's from a case over a century old," Julia said, her voice tinged with curiosity. "Why is it in our active files?" Henry turned, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Because, my dear Julia, some cases never truly close. The Reynolds versus City of New York case is one such example." Julia's brow furrowed in confusion. "I've never heard of it. What makes it so special?" Henry walked over to the desk and picked up the file. "The Reynolds family was wronged, and they sought justice in a way that transcends normal legal avenues. They made a pact with an entity to ensure their grievances were never forgotten. Now, their descendants are seeking our help to end the curse." "A curse?" Julia echoed, intrigued. "What exactly happened?" "The Reynolds believed the city stole their land through deceit and corruption," Henry explained, his tone serious. "In their desperation, they called upon a dark force to bind the city officials' souls to an old courthouse. Since then, anyone who tries to deal with the case mysteriously disappears or meets a tragic end." Julia's determination shone through her concern. "So, how do we break the curse?" Henry placed the file back on the desk. "We need to perform a ritual to release the bound souls and bring peace to the Reynolds family. But first, we need to retrieve an artifact from the courthouse, the original gavel used in the trial." The night was dark and foreboding as Henry and Julia stood before the abandoned courthouse, its imposing structure looming against the stormy sky. Flashlights in hand, they pushed open the heavy doors and entered the dimly lit interior. The air was thick with dust and the scent of decay, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. "This place gives me the creeps," Julia admitted, shivering. "Are you sure the gavel is here?" "It must be," Henry replied, his voice steady. "The courthouse is the epicenter of the curse. Stay close and be alert." As they made their way up the creaking stairs to the second floor, Henry pulled out a small vial from his coat pocket. "Take this, Julia. It's a protective charm. It will help shield us from the supernatural forces here." Julia took the vial, feeling the warmth of the liquid inside. "What is it?" "A mixture of herbs and blessed water," Henry explained. "It creates a barrier against malevolent entities. We need to anoint ourselves with it." They both applied the mixture to their foreheads and hands, a sense of calm washing over them as the protective charm took effect. They continued their ascent, the oppressive atmosphere now less daunting. Inside the courtroom, the room was shrouded in darkness, the faint light from their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. The benches were covered in a thick layer of dust, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling like delicate curtains. At the front of the room, the judge's bench stood tall and imposing, and there, atop it, was the gavel. "There it is," Julia said, pointing. Henry's caution was evident. "Be careful. The entity bound to this place won't give it up easily." Julia approached the bench, her fingers closing around the gavel. As soon as she touched it, a chilling wind swept through the room, and ghostly figures materialized, blocking their exit. "You dare disturb this sacred ground?" an echoing voice demanded. Henry stepped forward, his voice firm. "We seek to end the curse and bring peace to those wronged, release their souls. Only through blood can the pact be broken," the entity snarled. Julia looked at Henry, nervous. "What does it mean?" "It means we need to offer a sacrifice," Henry explained, taking her hand. "But not of life, of intent. We must prove our commitment to justice." He pulled out a ceremonial dagger and cut his palm, letting the blood drip onto the gavel. He handed the dagger to Julia, who, with a steady hand, did the same. Their combined blood soaked into the wood, and the ghostly figures began to dissipate. "The pact is sealed," the entity growled. "You may leave, but know this: justice is never truly blind." The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and Julia and Henry exchanged relieved glances. They made their way out of the courthouse, the gavel clutched tightly in Julia's hand, their steps lighter but their minds aware of the gravity of their actions. Back in the familiar confines of Henry's office, they sat at the desk, the gavel placed between them. "I can't believe we did it," Julia said, a mix of exhaustion and triumph in her voice. "The curse is broken." Henry nodded, his expression serious but proud. "Yes, but remember, Julia, our work with the supernatural is never done. There are always more cases, more curses, more secrets to uncover." Join Henry and Julia next time for Dark Contracts: The Curse of Blackwell. Like and subscribe.